on the defensive side, I think what we heard from some of the secondary play was promising. Castell had a good day, had a good day. Tackling seemed to be solid, which was obviously a bugaboo for this defense last year. So those are some of the things that jumped out from the sources that we spoke to. Obviously, again, we can't be there, so we're working the phones.
Yeah, they shut it down today. I know I was talking with Cam Parker. He was there earlier. You guys got some of the footage, just some of Cam's footage and photos of the warm-ups, right? This is just the drills that you guys were able to see, and then they kicked everybody out. But look, the secondary, we were talking just before you hopped on, we haven't really had an identity in that safety room in quite some time, and it feels like Castell and Turner are really encompassing that and feel like they're going to be able to bring an identity, which it's massive. I feel like the entire defense has lacked a little bit. The linebacker, we had Ventrell. It's kind of been we've had guys there, but the surrounding pieces, we've been grasping for straws when it comes to identity, and it feels like each room is starting to have its own identity from what we're hearing, from what we're seeing.
No, I would agree with that, and I think that Turner is going to make a huge difference, not just at the safety position, but the whole secondary, just kind of being able to be Will Harris's eyes on the field and the guy that can communicate with all the other defensive backs. Look, that was just not there on the back end last season because you had so many freshmen, or even when it was Miguel Mitchell, he's a true sophomore who really hadn't played as a freshman. So like you're talking about some serious youth at the safety net of your defense, and to go from that and that inexperience to a 6-year senior guy in Turner who played in the national championship game that's like a huge upgrade. So plus now Castell is not just this probably undersized true freshman defensive back who's starting at safety but played basically cornerback his whole high school career. So he probably has no business starting as a safety as a true freshman, but he did, and he played well. But like, he was under 200 pounds. It wasn't like he'd been playing safety for 4 years in high school. The guy hadn't played the position. Sure. So now he's a year under his belt, an all-SEC, ESPN All-American year under his belt. You pair him with Turner, like that right there is enough to feel really good about if you're a Florida fan.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and this year has gone by so quickly. What's something you're proud of in 2024? What is something that you still want to accomplish for the remainder of the year? I know it's going by so fast, but we still have time to go after your goals and knock those bad boys out. When life goes at you fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins, but also reflect on your losses. Therapy can help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the remainder of the year. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Use the link in the description, betterhelp.com, and use the code Hightop to get 10% off your first month. What's fantastic about it is convenient, it's flexible, and it's suitable to your schedule. You take a little bit of a quiz. What that quiz is, it suits you up with a therapist that best suits you. Now, for any reason that therapist isn't kind of really the best thing for you, you can switch it, no cost at all. It's fantastic. And look, the best thing is it's all online. Hardest part about therapy is always finding time to go do it, to make it happen, but there's no excuse. Right online, you goes with your schedule, it's flexible. It's important to talk to somebody, especially if you're having some doubts of yourself, or again, you want to set those goals. So be sure to check out the link in the description, betterhelp.com, and of course, use the code Hightop to get 10% off. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Hightop. We'll see
you. Jason Marshall seems like he's gotten his confidence back. I think probably having Turner back there makes him feel a little bit better in coverage. And then Devin Moore, he had another strong showing today in the scrimmage. Had somebody told me that he's the best corner on the team.
Wow.
And if you have him healthy, which he wasn't last year, if you have him healthy, you really all you got to do is figure out that star spot. That's kind of the one thing where I think we know it's just going to be Sharif Denson, but how will he play? What will the rotation look like with Gates? How much do they play Bridges or Douglas there? They got a lot of options and pieces, but I think that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it sounds like finally a good problem to have with all those names that you just mentioned. And Marshall, I think that's a good point. Last year, you kind of felt like guys weren't being aggressive or attacking their lines because they probably questioned what was around them. Is the next guy going to get it? So they played very conservative because they didn't trust who was behind them or next to them to get it done. and now you've got this cluster of nobody trusting anybody, and they're looking around. And, hey, Ray Davis is gone for another 80-yard touchdown, boys, because we were arguing about who's going to tackle who and not trusting who. Look, I mean, you got me giving me goosies talking about the safety room again. Jordan Castell, like when you kind of size it up like that, as a kid had no right being here, given his history of high school, right, his size, all these things, and absolutely balls out. Now he has that under his belt. He's got Tyler Miles getting him beefed up, looking like an absolute beast. Will Harris coming in, and then now he's paired with a 6-year vet,
Turner.
National championship contender. I mean, an absolute killer. The white ninja is what we call him, an absolute beast out there. So it's the defense.
I mean, no disrespect to the other guys, but like think about how Castell felt looking to his side or his left or his right and seeing Miguel Mitchell there or Bryce Thornton there, because that's who was there last year next to him. And those guys couldn't give him any answers either about what they were seeing on the field. They were just as green as he was. So it's just a completely different dynamic.
That's true. He's looking over to him, and they're looking at him for questions. And everyone's just looking around. Just go with the guy in front of you. I guess we'll figure it out. That's true, man. There's a lot of experience.
Like you're the one playing at the high level. They were probably looking at Castell for answers, and he's like, I'm also looking to y'all.
Yeah, they definitely